New York, the greatest city in the world. It's The Late Show with David Letterman. Tonight, Renee Zellweger and comedian Gary Mule Deer.
Our next guest is a very funny man, and he'll be performing with Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis, how about that? Still out there, getting it done, taking care of business.
Yes.
Johnny Mathis, next Thursday and Friday at Casino Rama. No! Casino Rama! No! Casino Rama in Toronto.
Yeah, that's right. It's just outside of Toronto.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Gary Mule Deer. Gary, come on up. Welcome back, Gary. It says right here, you're going to be inducted into South Dakota's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Sounds like a joke, doesn't it?
It does sound like a joke, yes. It actually does.
I was inducted in May.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're a resident, homegrown South Dakota boy?
That's right.
What was that like when you were a kid there?
Well, I'll tell you, I spent 7 years as a freshman in college, and
Good gig.
good gig.
Yeah.
But also my dad, when I got into college, my dad gave me the movie theater. So I had the movie theater to
Wait a
run.
minute, your dad gave you the
Yeah,
movie
he said,
theater.
here, give me $400 a month, and here's the movie theater. So I tried to,
Your family owned a movie
yeah,
theater?
they owned a movie theater.
In what town?
In Spearfish, South Dakota. So
Spearfish,
yeah,
South
Spearfish.
Dakota.
Yeah, it's 15 miles from Deadwood.
And you ran the family?
I ran the theater, and it was great because, well, actually, it was great and it wasn't great. I was a really bad manager because all I did was hunt and fish and play pinball machines. And I lost the theater because I was hunting and fishing and playing pinball machines too long one weekend, and I gave my sister and my assistant manager and my manager the theater. And Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds was showing, and in the middle of the movie, they released 6 pigeons from the balcony.
Whoa. You know, all things considered, not a bad idea, really.
It was effective.
Yeah.
It was effective.
This is remarkable, and congratulations, celebrating 50 years in show business.
My
How about
50th
that?
year in
50
show
years.
business. Thank you. Yeah. Pretty good. Hey. And the theater also enabled me to get into the music business. I couldn't play the guitar yet, but on Thursday night, the bands would come in one night early to play in Spearfish. And we had people like Jerry Lee Lewis, we had the Ventures, we had the Everly Brothers, Buddy Holly's Crickets. They all came through. So they would come in on Thursday night early and check into Kelly's Hotel across the street, and I would hold over the projectionist and then invite them over for free popcorn and a movie the night before they performed. Then that next night, when they performed, I would go down and ask to get up and sing a song with them. They didn't turn me down.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I mean, I'd give
so you got to appear on the same stage with these guys.
Yeah, I got to appear with Jerry Lee Lewis, all those guys back in the late 50s, which was pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible.
And tell us a little bit about your 50 years. How did you begin? What were you doing?
Well, you know, something like I said, it wasn't working out in school. I tried everything. I was hand digging graves for $50 in the middle of the winter. It was
hand digging graves. I mean,
it was not good. So
you gotta do them by hand.
No.
Really, it's better. It's better.
If you want them done properly,
Yeah,
you
you
do
have
them
to have
yourself
them.
or have them done by hand.
Yeah. And in the winter, you know, you do a couple of feet, you soak the ground, you do a couple of feet the next day. Anyway, that's another story. But anyway, so I got into the business. Basically, I practiced Johnny Cash songs, but I had a B7th chord that I could never hit.
Is this your group?
That's
the
the
beginning?
group that with Gary Miller and the Vaqueros. That's the group that was inducted into the South Dakota Music Association Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's them right there.
Congratulations.
Yeah. The Vaqueros. Yeah. I still wish I had that Jaguar guitar. It's worth more in my car.
And then you went from music to comedy, or you never really left
I
music?
kind of went into comedy because I was having trouble hitting that B7th chord, so I'd screw up a song, so I'd stop and tell a joke, and I was getting just as much response, actually more response from the jokes than I was from my music.
Right.
So I started doing a little bit of each, and then I went I had a partner for a while in college. We went to Denver. I played every club I could.
Was that Moondog?
No, this was later. I met Moondog in Denver. Moondog and Mule Deer came in 1970. I kind of met him later on after I'd gone out and did the folk thing and the whole thing out in L.A. But I went out to L.A. to try to do anything. I did the folk music circuit for a while, and then I pretty much got into a group where everyone quit speaking to each other in about 1970. And we had to do something different.
Yeah.
And his group broke up about the same time, so we formed Mule Deer and Moondog, and that was about the time the Comedy Store opened.
Right.
In fact, I remember Mule Deer and Moondog, we'd been together like 5 days, and we're driving down Sunset Strip, and we see Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm.
We stop, and that's when Sammy Shore still had the place.
Right.
Before Mitzi, and there was an improv group, and it was Rudy DeLuca, and it was Barry Levinson, the director, and it was Craig T. Nelson, the actor. They were the improv group, and he said, "You guys comedians?" And we said, "Yeah." So.
And we need a place to park.
And we need a place, yeah. So then there was plenty of places to park. There was only 9 people in the audience. So we took a bowling trophy, and he took a bowling trophy up on the grand piano and lit it to make it look like a Liberace candelabra.
Right.
And he started playing Moonlight Sonata, and I got my guitar out and started telling an Indian story.
Yeah.
And it went over great.
Yeah.
It was, and 2 of the 9 people in the audience were John Biner and his manager, who walked up and said, "You guys do anything this summer?" We said, "Well, not so far." He said, "We were going to be on CBS on the John Biner Comedy Hour."
How about that?
So that's how things happen.
That's how it used to work.
That's how it works, man. Yeah.
Gary Mule Deer celebrating 50 years in show business, appearing with Johnny Mathis at the Casino Rama.
Yes, Toronto.
In Toronto, Thursday and Friday. Good to see you,
Good to
Gary.
see
Thank
you.
you very much
Good
for
to be
being
back.
here. That's it. We got to go. Craig Ferguson is next. Good night, everybody.